In this video, we are going to work with the files, importing, exporting files in Excel or CSV format or RDS files, which are basically R formats. So our job here will be to basically read the files, first of all, read data files, then see what we read, then rename columns, manipulate the data, columns, etc., add and delete columns, and then finally save the updated data into a new file. So that's pretty much what we're going to do in this short video. So let's start. So here is our file, which is in this directory. And these are basic R commands. This will clean the environment you put in the very first command. So remove everything that was there before. And there are standard packages that you install in R. So now that we have this directory here, we are going to make this as the default directory. And that is this command. So what this will do is anytime you open, save a file, etc., it will go to this directory. Otherwise, you have to refer to it always. So we say set working directory as this one. And now let's go step by step. If you want to read an Excel file, you need to load a library. This one is I use read Excel. And then you can read the file. So see what we're doing here is, here's the command read Excel. Here's the name of the file. And this is the sheet, worksheet called scores that I'm reading. An Excel file can have multiple worksheets. So you want to read scores in this case. Now see, we did not put the directory here, where to read it, because we already set the working directory to be default directory. So when I say read the file, R will know where to go and read the file. Now everything that you see in this file has been assigned to this variable, CCC. It's a random variable. You could have used KQR, whatever that is. So this is the Excel file. If you want to read, suppose, CSV file, then here's the command. No need to load a library in this case. If you want to read an RDS file, well, you can read this way. Now suppose you want to read a file in Excel for CSV or Excel file, and you want to save as an RDS file. Then you use this command. Save RDS. So CCC is the file we read here or there, and we can save it as an RDS file here. That's again R file. It's got some advantages, but I always prefer Excel and CSV, my favorite. So now that we have the file, we read the file. Now we can do is work with it. Now anytime you do some work, the output goes to console, right? On the other screen. If you want to send the output to another file, then you can simply use the command sync. In this case, I'm sending my output to a file called out file. So everything that comes out on the screen will actually go there. And here's the file that we have that we're going to work with. So now that we have read the file, what did we read? Well, this is what we read. I can then get the names of the columns. Remember, CCC is what we assigned to the file to. This will give you the column names. This will give the top few rows. I think 5 or 6 rows it gives you, the top rows. Tail will give you the bottom rows. And the structure, CCC, will give you the names and the data type. So for instance, it will give you all the names. And this will be character, this could be integer, and etc. Now you're going to work individual column. For instance, we can find the length of the column, how long it is, by using length command. But here I have to give a CCC $. That basically means that this name that I see here is in this file. It's connected to this one there. And I give that variable len1, and then I print the variable, and this will go to this file now, not in the console, because I'm syncing everything to output. So it'll go there. Now look here, interesting thing. I say attach CCC. What will happen now is that I do not have to give CCC anymore here. This is the length name. I'll get the command. Average, mean of the test.1.scores, and I get the average. If you do not attach, then you have to use CCC $. So attach is a wonderful thing, but be careful, because what happens that you may confuse R completely. You may mean something and the R may go somewhere else. how the names are. So once you're done with your work, always give a command called detach, CCC. We'll see it in a few minutes. Okay, so now that we have attached the file, now we're suppose going to rename a column. Well, the first column you rename as students. So that means the first column becomes students here. What if suppose I want to name average this column as something else? Then I can do something like this one. Names of this file, select a column whose name is average and change it to class average. So this becomes class AVG. So this will change to class AVG. Now we can create a new column, final average. Suppose we don't like this average, which is 50-50. We can do 40 test 1 and 60 test 2, 60%, 40%, 40%, 60%. And I call the final AV. So now that we are going to average this way, we're going to delete this column. For that, we can simply use delete command, which is, now the original file is a subset, the new file is a subset of the original file minus the column. Now remember, our average column has been named as class average here, this one. So when I say minus, that means this new file, CCC, the data frame, will have all the columns except for this column. Now we can add this one to our file. Until now, this is just another vector, just a bunch of numbers. Add the new column. CCC now becomes CCC and final AV. So the new file we have will have 4 columns, slightly different from the old file. Now that our work is done, we can save the file now under a new name. So I'm writing the CSV file here, CCC and file equal to new MBA data.csv, and here is a new file right there. This is final AV students, and these are different from the previous average that we had it. And we are all done with it. We can say detach CCC. So this is just a very simple video with the very basic command that you can do. So what I'm going to do now is simply show you the R program, and I'll just say goodbye right here.